first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final two bring us as we're off in Week 9?
Fields it right around the goal line. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. Wentz first play going right to the air. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. It'll go as a loss of 3 right away, and it's second down. This defense for the Vikings, they were excellent a week ago in the victory over Arizona.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
So from second and long, now we go to third and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance and guessing because you don't have to throw it. You can come back with a strong run game if you want to. And if you're in 4-down territory, that really opens things up for you.
Throwing on first is Wentz. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. The corner blitz pays off there as they sack him for a loss of 5.
So that time, Charles, a quarterback helpless really in the pocket in the face of a pass rush like that. They were on him instantly.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
And this one too low.
Gardner guaranteed they approached this play with the idea of making up ground to make third down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big third down play in order to pick up the yardage needed.
Able to pick up a dozen yards, but they needed more. Fourth down.
That looked great when he first took off because, in my mind, there was room to run, and he had the marker in his sight. But I certainly didn't expect him to close so quickly, and neither did he. They got to him just in time, and now that forced him to make a decision with his fourth down call.
Yeah, that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Flush to his right. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. The wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now second down.
Well, sometimes the defense just beats you. Great coverage from the secondary. All of them in the proper position. So instead of trying to throw into tight coverage, he found a way to throw it away and come back and try again the next down.
They do get a couple, but they'll be off staring at a 4th and 8 coming up. I think defensively you're okay with that. In the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they ran him to him quickly.
And that's what you count on. I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down them.
They're looking for Jefferson, but this is intercepted.
Picked off by Bobby McCain.
And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football.
Penalty is declined.
On first down, Wentz. Flushed out right. The escapability in evidence there is that one good for 15 in the first.
That's multiple times now he's tagged him with a big gain with his legs. Really showing off some nice awareness and the ability to correctly realize when he's got a chance to tuck it and go himself.
They'll run with Gibson.
And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington.
Antonio Gibson with his 6th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Commanders take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown. Extra point by Sly is up and good.
And that makes the score 7-0.
Kick team out there for the Commanders as they send this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
And the Vikings taking the field here for their second drive of the game. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others, where they think they have an advantage. Dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. To throw is Cousins.
And he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home. And now they'll stop playing, or at least momentarily. Remember, the Vikings in some discomfort after that last play. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside.
On 3rd down, Cousins. He gets this one into the hands of Dalvin Cook.
And he will have a Vikings 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a 1st down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
That's caught by the tight end, Irv Smith Jr. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
The Vikings at 6-1 now through 7 weeks of the season, and they come in riding high, just 1 loss in their last 7 games.
And I like the way that this team is winning football games because they're doing it the way that coaches love to preach. Penalties at a minimum because they've been...
The Vikings with the football here to begin the 2nd quarter as they are looking at a 2nd and 5 situation. Cousins gives way to Cook.
And this one not going anywhere. They get him at the 44 for a gain of just a yard. And a heavy set out there. 3 tight ends in the formation for 3rd and
3. To throw, Cousins. Toward the sideline, and he will have the 1st down as he was able to keep the feet in bounds. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive. 3rd and 4, he did just enough, and I mean just enough to move the chains.
And that's all you're looking for, right? Just want to keep the drive moving. You don't need the big play there. Just get to that marker that you described, and he was able to do just that.
A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earned a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
And he'll be dropped just shy of the 35 at the 34. A pickup of 17 on a play that originated at the 17.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a 1st down.
1st down, here's the run with Cook. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball in this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
And they're going to move it down inside the 25.
But they've certainly made a point of getting him involved in the passing game here in the 1st half. They must have seen something in the scouting that said, hey, we can capitalize on him getting the ball possibly in the open field. And I think in the 2nd half, that may loosen up the defense a little bit to get the running game going back inside.
And able to get him does reach the 5. They'll run with Cook. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Vikings are an extra point away from evening this one up. Some good running there at the end of the drive. He had the burst that set up the 1st and goal, and then one play later, he's in the end zone.
Brandon, what I liked about that sequence is, I'm not sure who made the play call, but they understood the situation, understood the momentum. A nice hard-charging run, give it right back to him, and let him cap things off.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Takes it at the 7. And he returns this to the 22. Week 9 here in the National Football League. We'll have 9 weeks to go after this. We've got a couple of good matchups in prime time to wrap up the first half of the season. Tonight, Tennessee and KC in the AFC. And then tomorrow night, an interconference matchup. Baltimore and New Orleans from the Superdome. And he'll be brought down here at the 28. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. On 2nd down and 4. Wentz over the middle, complete to Samuel. And he's got a first down as he's going to be taken down. But a very nice pickup there just in front of the 2-minute warning. 15 yards there on the catch and run. Wentz now on first down. Target is to Dotson, and he's got him. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield. Clock running as Washington will try and hurry up. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
They asked him to take charge and get it to a spot where they can at least attempt to kick before the half, and he does just that. Didn't trust what he saw downfield, so he took it upon himself to get them into field goal range using his legs. That's coming through with a play they needed in a big spot.
Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield incomplete.
Nice progress down the field was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some safe yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
Meanwhile, Wentz's throw complete to Dotson. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 23. Now a timeout called for by the offense as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. Wentz now on first down. On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete.
It sort of looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But this defense gets 2 more stops. They can keep them out of that area.
Wentz's throw complete there to Thomas. Now Washington going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Here comes play number 9 now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. Wentz. And he finds McLaurin. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. The drive stays alive, a 3rd down gain of 8. First down now, but the clock continues to move. And now the Vikings are going to stop it here on defense with a timeout, as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. Wentz to throw again. Buying time to his left, and he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not. Now Washington going to go ahead and use their final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Another try after the first down sack. Wentz eluding the pressure right. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play. But sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one. Weren't able to do so.
Wentz now on 3rd and goal. And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22. So a touchdown. Past the halfway point of the season and now past the halfway point of this game. We skip halftime and get right back to the action. Set to begin the 3rd quarter. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And he won't quite make it to the 25. Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the 3rd. Well, the first half, very even. I mean, really, in all facets, this ball game tied, Charles. So as we start the 3rd quarter, curious to see what the second half brings us.
Certainly am. I'm with you on that one. And we all know a lot of coaches from the NFL all the way down to the Pee Wee level. They love to spin it to their teams. Hey, we're starting a brand new, shorter ball game. It's all even. Let's go out and seize it. This is ours.
An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards.
And that's not a play that you see all that often at the start of a drive, but some teams, they don't mind doing it. And that one, well sold by the offensive lineman. They showed the pass, and then they got out into space, able to get some good blocks downfield and allow the play to be successful.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
This has certainly been a physical game so far. Limited scoring opportunities for both sides. And there's another chance that goes unfulfilled.
On 2nd and 10, Cousins. Oh, the Commanders are going to get there as he's taken down. Cousins with work to do after the sack as he brings his guys up on a 3rd and long. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. An extra man in the secondary for Washington on 3rd down. Now Cousins. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Montez Sweat, the man that time to fight in and drop him. And here's Ryan Wright now, standing just outside his own goal line. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Taken in at the 22. They'll call that a punt of 59 yards. Tough to do better than that. And the Commanders will take over with a 1st and 10. First possession of the second half now for Washington. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. Wentz now to throw. Looking for Dotson, and he's got him. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A really nice gain of 25 yards. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 47. On 1st and 10, it's Gibson. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Now Wentz. And he's going to be swallowed up. Sacked back at the 45-yard line. And Daniil Hunter, he's the one who gets in there and brings him down to the ground.
We are seeing 2 really confident defenses imposing their will on these offenses in this game.
Yeah, absolutely, going toe for toe. Just curious if one of these offenses can wake up a little bit.
Is there any way they can find something that can pop, something big to knock them back on their heels?
Wentz and the Commanders staring down a 3rd and long now after that sack. They'll look to throw. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker, Jordan Hicks. And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football.
Parker, I think this one went awry very simply because he overestimated his arm strength and his ability to fit it anywhere he wants to. A lot of quarterbacks do that and often pay the price.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field. They'll have very good starting field position here as they try to break our tie. And they start 1st and 10. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Trying to fire up that running game with Dalvin Cook. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards. Back to the 33. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. Oh, he's got a little daylight.
And a good-looking run there as he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18-yard line. 42 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Out to his left. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
So many times I advocate not challenging coverage downfield. But in this point, he made an excellent decision to actually do so. If that had been complete, that would have been one for the highlight reel.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Open man is Thielen is complete. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. They'll run for it with Cook. And he pushes forward but comes up short of the goal line as he'll get a yard down to about the 1.
Dalvin Cook so good in the open field, but he's equally good down here near the goal line. He can find those seams and just push his way through. So he might get another.
And he'll get in. He's over for the touchdown. Kirk Cousins scoring on the sneak from a yard out.
And the Vikings have taken the lead here in the final seconds of the 3rd quarter.
Joseph on for the extra point. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. So this drive spans 7 plays. And it was capped off by the quarterback sneak for 6.
Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. Taken in at the 3. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. 3 quarters have come and gone. Back now at FedEx Field.
It's Washington with the football, but trailing here as we begin quarter number 4.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
Gibson toss right.
And he is going to lose yardage here. Now they're going to be dealing with a 3rd and 7. Is that one officially a loss of 1? This linebacking core, they've done a good job of keeping that running game in check, haven't they?
They certainly have, and what they'll also do when this game is over is thank the guys up front, the big defensive line, because they've kept them clean, so to speak, not letting blockers get to them, allowing them to run to the football and keep that running game bottled up.
Winston Dotson, your connection there for the Commander first.
This defense has certainly had an outstanding second half, haven't they? I know they just gave up a first down there, and for the offense, they're hoping that that's something that they can jumpstart with and maybe start to move the ball a little bit better. But it's been tough sledding for them here the entire second half.
Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards.
I like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the 4th. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Now Wentz. Now they set up the screen. That's complete.
And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
First, they need to get the football to the 32 here on third down. Throwing is Wentz.
Oh, that's going to be a costly one. It's intercepted. It's Cameron Dantzler who picks it. Boy, that one was in the air for an agonizingly long time.
Just begging to be picked off, wasn't it? It's one thing if you're throwing a ball like that, trying to throw someone open or lead them into an area. But that ball needed to be thrown with a lot more conviction. As a result, it's an easy interception.
And now out comes Minnesota. They get the crucial turnover, just huge, but now they've got the football deep in their own territory, and you got to be careful because if you give it right back, there goes your lead.
Have to be extremely happy with their defense. They received a gift. That takeaway, even though they're deep in their own territory, now they have the football. And you know there's always that alpha on defense, that grouchy guy. Forget what the coaches said. I'll guarantee you, he told the quarterback, we just took care of you, now you take care of us.
Second down, they go right back to Cook.
And space opens a bit as he gets it across the 15 to the 17-yard line.
46 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game.
So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. This is a big third down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. Now, he is going to have the first down, and that is going to suck the life right out of this crowd. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ballgame. They'll try and wind down some clock with Cook.
And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
Now a timeout called for by the defense. That'll leave him with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. On second down, Cook. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line.
Extra man here in the secondary for Washington on third down.
Here's Cousins. Hard throw, incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap. He locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
Who with a juke? We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck.
And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. So Wentz and the Commanders
down 14-7. A minute 37 remaining. How will this thing pan out? We'll watch as they come up on first down. Now Wentz. Dancing to his left.
On a huge mistake late, it's intercepted.
Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Well, just to add that to the list of great moments for this defense today. They've really shredded that game plan on the other side all 4 quarters. And, Charles, that pick 6, that's kind of the cherry on top.
Yeah, and they did it, and I feel like I'm quoting a bad movie line, but they did it together, didn't they? Fed off of each other, every big play they made, every tackle, every pick, everything they've done. They continually built energy in this one, and how about them culminating with a pick 6?
Joseph connects on the extra point,
and it's now 21-7. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6.
Fielded right around the 8.
A look at Washington as they come onto the field. Now, they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. And that is intercepted. Or was it? Wait, they'll say no. No interception. He did not keep the feet in bounds, apparently. So that's just going to be an incompletion. Working from the gun, Wentz.
Pass complete, Thomas.
And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44. Throwing on first is Wentz.
That one complete downfield to Thomas.
Now he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Again, it's Wentz. Being chased out left. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. One final try now for Wentz.
Throw right side complete to Dodson.
And he is into the end zone for the touchdown. So they still need a miracle with the clock where it's at, but they get one piece to the puzzle done.
Still have hope.
Extra point by Sly is up and good.
And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. So with a second to play, they essentially need a recovery and a run back.
Oh, and I think Washington got it. Yes, they did.
So they've accomplished half the mission, Charles. They get the onside kick. They do need a touchdown here, but they've got some time to do it.
In the excitement, there's no need to press. Plenty of time. They have the opportunity. Now they just need to execute and finalize things.
Wentz. And just not enough on the throw there. Down around his feet and incomplete. A fun, close ball game comes to an end.